welcome back. My name is Julie C. Butler. I'm your host of the BBB Summit. I'm excited today. I have Carol Hampshire, all the way from South Africa. Hi, Carol.
Hey, Julia. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. I'm so glad that you agreed to be a speaker. I was excited when you said yes because I just love everything that you do, and I think that you can inspire us to. You inspire me. So you're welcome. You're welcome. And so today with Carol, she's going to talk to us about profitable messaging made easy. And so I think there's such an important part of having and growing and building a business, right?
It is so important because it's all part of the branding. I'm well known as a branding expert. I do branding and website design, but it's not enough. We have to present ourselves in such a way that it is in alignment with who we are and what we believe in. And that is how we get our ideal clients. And I know that it's getting tougher and tougher in the online space. Every day there are more coaches coming out. There's more photographers, designers, virtual assistants, all kinds of people. And how do we find our own voice in this crazy place, right?
And crazy, you said it right.
Crazy place. And how do we stand out from the crowd? How do we know what is going to attract us to our ideal clients? Hence, that's why I wanted to create something for people that are perhaps confused at the moment, not sure what they are, what their voice is, maybe afraid to get online, maybe not having the confidence to go online. And this is holding them back from really presenting their incredible work to the world. That's the most important thing. I know that anyone who's watching this has got such a beautiful message to the world, and I want to help you get that, get your voice out there.
Yes, I love that. And also, like, if anything, we've seen that in the last 2 years with all the craziness that's been going on, a lot of people have decided they want to have an online business, right? And or maybe it's people who are like me who had a service-based business, but locally as a photographer, right? I wanted to take my business and bring it to like a place where it's a global online international business. And so now I'm shifting. So maybe there's some of you that are watching this that are like, that's me. Or maybe you're new to this online biz world. So this is perfect because I think that even as a seasoned business owner or a new person, we can learn so much from what you're going to share with us.
Can I be very vulnerable and say, even I need to do this course, or I need to go through the training slides as well, because I think no matter where we are in our journey, I've been doing this for 25 years, we can always improve on our branding and our messaging. We can always refine it. We can always get more niched down and speak to the hearts of our clients, and that's what a little bit of vulnerability there. We don't know it all.
We can always be better, and that's what, there's been a few interviews that I've done with people, and we're talking about how we have to evolve, and our website and our brand messaging and our branding, it has to change with the times, and we change too, right?
This is what this presentation now will be perfect for someone who feels that they don't have a voice and they're trying to find that voice and message, because it's the one thing that's going to help you break through to that next level, whatever that is for you, whether it's financial or getting yourself out there or niching like you are from a photographer onto an online business. It's how do you language it? How do you tell people? How do you change the perception of who you are to the online space?
Amazing. Because me too, transparency, I also want to be more seen, more visible, right? So, okay, so let's get started. I'm excited now. So you can share your screen.
I'm going to start sharing my screen. I'm going to do that right now. So
let's do it.
Get into it. So we've spoken a little bit about what the intention is, Julie. It's really, I want to help people connect to the dream clients through their unique brand voice and their messaging. And it could be for someone where they think they know they're destined for more. myself. I want more freedom, more impact, more abundance. But it's difficult to actually get that message out there. So if you have an incredible deep calling and a clear vision, and you're ready to step into the highest version of yourself, this is for you. It's my message to you is that we all still play small every now and again, but it's time now. I'm gonna, myself and Julia, gently nudging you to that next phase, right? So if you're nodding yet, this is for you. And I just want to show you how magnetic and profitable your branding messaging can be. I want you to go from confusion, clarity, from overwhelm, feeling confident again, because confidence is the one thing that people love. From fear to being visible again, stuck, to feeling magnetic, and having those limiting beliefs and our conversations in our head to feeling powerful. And I think all of us go through these emotions every now and again. So the more we are in touch with our voice and our message and just getting clear on that, the more we can get from this to that.
I love that. I resonate with a lot of these, and also I love how in some of these I'm kind of like finding myself in the middle and on my way to the this, right? Yes.
Just a little bit about me. I'm a little bit shy, so a little bit introvert, so I'm not going to tell too much. But I did start my business 25 years ago, believe it or not. I've been doing this for a long time. I design personal brands, websites, sales pages. I also do, obviously, brand strategy. And I've worked with some of the most incredible coaches in the industry. I've been so blessed to see how they work, how their minds are, what makes them special. And I want to share that with other people as well. So the emerging leaders, I want to share a little bit of the magic, what I've learned from the current leaders as well. I didn't get there fast and furious. I started charging $25 for a logo design back a long time ago. So please don't think that anyone here where you are is perfect. You will also get to wherever you want to be. Just a little bit of, you're welcome to pause this if you're watching on the replay. Just a little bit of my feedback here. So the first place I want to start is really, before we get to the messaging, I want to really help you connect to your ears and to your heart. And this is the key to unlocking the real power of your brand. People go normally straight into their branding and their colors and their fonts and writing posts, but we forget the very important step is just take a step back. Take a step back and figure out who you are, because that is your secret sauce in what's going to make you set you apart from everyone else. So the first phase is really building your brand from the inside out. This is where you have a pause to think about what your core essence is. Like, what is your big why? Why are you doing this? Like, this is your magic. So personal branding is about unlocking that power through your personal story, your energy and your purpose. And this will help you stand out from your competitors. And then you're able to tell your story. So I want you to help you amplify your essence. So I shared a little bit about myself earlier on in the slides, which I did very intentionally, sharing with you that, I'm from South Africa. I started my business 25 years ago. I started earning, $25 for a logo design. That's a little bit about my personal story. And I go back to that person who I was 25 years ago. And why did I do that? Why did I want to start my business? Why didn't I just stay in an agency? Like yourself, Judy. Like, why didn't you just stay as a photographer for the rest of your life? What was that drive and burning desire to take the leap into something else? And we all have that, and that is the one thing that makes us special. So here are some questions that you can journal. What is your big why? Why do you do what you're doing? What circumstances have you overcome in order to get there? So I was working for several design agencies, and I knew that I could never work for a boss. I just hated the situation of being, clocking in 9, leaving at 8 o'clock, not getting paid overtime, and it was just terrible. And I knew that I didn't want to live the rest of my life like that. I wanted to have that freedom. So what if you mastered that, inspired you to make this your life purpose? What is your divine calling? What is the one thing that you just know that you're meant to do despite everybody else? And I think many people can relate. Like, even when I wanted to start my own business, no one thought I would be able to succeed, because no one did that 25 years ago. As no one started their own business. So this is a way for you to just dig deep a little bit and find out what makes you special. I want to help you do that by introducing my core brand archetypes. Now, I know you might think what has this got to do with the messaging and branding? Just bear with me for a second. I'm going to take you on a little journey, which I've uncovered working with thousands of incredible women who have launched businesses online. And I've discovered that there are 4 main brand archetypes. I'm not saying that you are just the one, but we have a mesh of different kind of archetypes, but one of them will probably stand out. And this is how I'm going to help you articulate your brand message as well. So let's talk about them quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but this is Boho Chic. She is a creator, explorer. She loves the water, perhaps an introvert who thrives on freedom and adventure, a little bit of a mermaid at heart perhaps, loves creating, very instinctive and intuitive. So just see which ones resonate with you. You're probably thinking, is someone there that resonate with me a little bit more? We've got the Mystic Maven. She is probably a forest lover who loves taking walks in the forest. She's earthy, bit of a sage. She's soulful. She's all about connecting and healing. So she's a healer. She's about community. Very much a soulful person. And again, all about connecting. There is the Lavish Lux. She is a natural born leader and ruler. She's Essence's fire. Perhaps she's a phoenix. She's gone through some incredible changes in your life. Maybe a rags to riches story, or a complete adjustment in her life. She's a visionary. She's extrovert. She's got a big heart, and she's very innovative as well. Comes up with crazy ideas that everyone thinks wouldn't work, and they work, and she's pretty successful. Then we have the Rebel Vixen. She has got an incredible voice. She's a bit of a rule breaker because she likes to do things, revolutionize things, and do things against the grain. It's very important. She might do podcasts and YouTube channels. She's very much in the public eye, perhaps. Element is air, again about talking, and definitely much of a support. So she could be a VA, copywriter, something like that as well. And you'll see how we're going to weave in these archetypes. Julie, which one do you think you are?
I think I resonated more with one of the first 2.
Boho Chic or the Mystic Maven?
Yes. Yeah. But I have some friends and I'm like, they're totally a rebel.
Totally that. totally that.
Yes. And I have some other friends that are like, like I could see who they were. Yeah. Yes, yeah.
So I am definitely a Boho Chic, and you'll even see by things that I've got around my life and body. I'm looking a little bit boho today, but I also have a little bit of that Lavish Lux. So that's my second one. So you'll see I do like the glitter and the gold things, but there's a picture of a mermaid in the background. Definitely the boho vibe happening with me. And I'm sharing this because it's all about the embodiment as well, about your brand. So I'm going to introduce now, since we've got the archetypes, is your brand power words. These are very important keywords when you are creating your messaging, because these power words are almost like magic. They are infused in your messaging, and they create some kind of attraction to the right kind of people. So let's look at some. Boho chic could be freedom, intuitive, adventure, inspiring, expansive. Now, I know, for example, boho chic, I'm all about the freedom. That's why I want to work for myself. That's why I live on the ocean. That's why I live in a small town in South Africa in the middle of kind of nowhere, because I want that freedom. I want to be my own boss.
I want to come and hang out with you.
Anytime. A mystic maven, she's all about healing, community, wisdom, compassion, security. These words could mean something. She might say these words often in her vocabulary. The lavish luck, she might talk about leadership, success, wealth, legacy, amplify. These are little nuggets of essence and energy that she's dropping like clues in her branding, so that the right people are going to pick that up. Rebel vixen, she might talk about justice and fairness and rebel, bold, responsibility. She might be the one calling out people. She might be the one standing up for others, standing for herself. Where I'm probably more likely going to be behind the scenes and wait for someone else to call to do that. It doesn't mean I don't have enough passion to do. I do, but I'm not as good as she would be. So I can definitely see some people online, and I'm sure as you're saying that, oh, I know that person. They definitely. So let's look at some real life examples, because there's no use in just looking some theory. Let's look at some examples. So these are like the pole words are codes that people pick up on your branding and through consistency. So for anyone watching, try and figure out what your power words are. What are the words that you use repeatedly again and again, and how can you almost elevate those words as well? What kind of words can you use that are a little bit more, less what everyone else is doing and more along the lines of what you're doing? So some of the words that I use are soul aligned. Like people come to me and say, you're using my language. I want a soul aligned brand. I want that. I get that you're going to be the one to do that for me. Hence, we've got a connection between myself and that person. It's a tangible connection. I use words like elevate, essence, calibration, authentic, impact, intuitive, magnetic, quantum, frequency, energetics, amplify. Those are kind of words that I'm using more often than other words. And people pick up on that. I also like to talk about the fire in your belly, because I kind of feel that I want to work with people that are ready to make changes and are ready to make an impact in the world. So I know who my client is. I want the fire in the belly kind of client, and I talk about that. I've even trademarked Soul Aligned brand, trademarked Pure Essence. So if you have some of these words you're using again and again, and perhaps in programs, please go and trademark them if you can, because that helps solidify your brand and your messaging in the market as well. It helps set you apart, and it helps make people very clear in what your intention is when they work with you. Let's talk about my beautiful client, Camille. She is a lavish luxe with a little bit of a rebel vixen. So her words are, and she gave these to me, and I'm like, I know who she is. It's like beautiful to brand someone like that, because she was very centered in who she was. These kinds of people that know their power words and their branding are the ones that excel quicker. I'm going to tell you that. Every one of my big clients, the ones I'm talking about that are leaders, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, they can tell you in an instant what their words are. They're very, very centered and aligned to them. Camille's luxe, worthy, freedom, abundance, brilliant. Those are her words. And she's actually used them in her framework called the Fearless Femme Framework. She talks about invoke, embody, embolden. She's trademarked high value confidence. And she also says courage is your currency. So those words are repeated again and again in her branding, setting her apart from everyone else. She's completely elevated herself. She's standing out. And it makes her brand delicious for other people watching that. There's a luxurious feel to that. And we want a slice of that. Versus somebody else who's using words that are a little bit more generic. So we want a brand that stands out.
I can see this because, I've been drawn to you now. Like when I saw your profile, I was like, yes. That's why I'm so drawn to you, because of these powerful words that you've been using. So that is proof that this works, right?
I love, because we've been in each other's DMs quite a lot before this. We've been,
yes.
We know of each other. So it's beautiful that we throw these words out like a net, and the right people pick that up. And not only for you and me, but my clients will find me, and then I will find my mentors. I will find people that I want to work with, my OBM, my photographer, other people. We talk the same language, and that helps us connect deeper. So by using your brand power words and phrases throughout your brand, you really let your audience know what you stand for. And this sets you apart from your competition. And this will magnetically attract a like-minded audience and soul-aligned clients. It's happened to me throughout my long career. I've never ever been without clients. And I didn't realize what I was doing that made it so. Why was I so busy? Why was I always had a wait list? And it's because I was using these words without realizing I was actually using these brand power words. So the second phase is really clarifying your message. There's only two phases we're going to go through today. And here is where we attract our soul-aligned clients. Now that we have that foundation, now that we know what sets us apart from others, why we're doing what we're doing, we can then now start articulating that in a messaging. And that means go on stories, posts, newsletters, all kinds of podcasts, all those kinds of things. How do we start clarifying that message? The more we do this, what we want to do here is allow your audience to connect with you on an emotional level. Because understanding what motivates your clients and the problem they're trying to solve will help position you as the key solution to your problem. So we want to make sure that we understand what their journey is. We want to really empathize with them and help them overcome their challenges and be the bridge, right, to bring them closer to their dreams. So we know where we are. We want to know where our clients are. And that wording and messaging is going to make that closer. We're going to bridge that gap. So we can ask ourselves, like, what keeps your clients up at night? What is the dream solution they're looking for? What are they looking for that they don't even know themselves? So Julie, let's take, for example, let's just say you're a photographer. That's all you're doing right now, okay? You didn't have any other business right now. Now, if you went and your marketing was all about, I am able to give you, these size prints, and my quality is, 300 DPI, and I have 25 years experience in the industry.
Yeah.
I did this diploma, and I've got this camera. No one cares.
No.
You're not going to get clients.
Mm-hmm.
So what you would say to you as marketing would be like, I can make your memories live forever. Something like that. We want to get clear in why people would reach out to you. So for you as a photographer, they want the memories, or they want to brand themselves, or they want whatever your specific niche is. you would connect to them on that level. They don't really want to know all the other fluff. And the problem is that I see a lot of people going online talking about, this is who I am, this is what I can do, I've got these diplomas, and I've got this kind of camera. People don't want that. They want to get to know what's really behind, what they're really wanting, right? What they really, really, really are worried about. So in order to influence people, and perhaps influence isn't the right word, but in order to bring them into your world, we really have to know what they care about. Genuinely know what they care about. We've got to be psychologists, right? So we've got to know what their core needs are. And a client normally has these kinds of needs. The desire to feel safe, the desire to belong, the desire to feel worthy, and the desire to feel enough. Okay, just bear with me here. We're going to tie this all together. So let's, as an example, for myself and my brand, what is the ultimate transformation that I promise? And this is your brand bio. You'll be surprised, Julie, how many times I ask people, what is your brand bio? Like, what do you actually do? And they're reel off sentence upon sentence upon sentence. And I'm like, 5 minutes later, okay, can you just wrap that up into what do you do? What makes you special? And the reason why their businesses are stagnating is because not even they know what makes them special. So how can you share that with your audience if you don't even know yourself what makes you special? Like, there are thousands of photographers in the world. There are thousands of designers in the world. What will make you special? That someone will reach out to you and not someone else. And the more we can really identify what is different about us, the more we can share that and tell people, this is what makes me special. So you might be a photographer that only does black and white, or boudoir, or women over 50, or children, or specific dogs. It doesn't matter. That's what makes you special. So for me, let's just see this as an example of people are how can they relate this to their industry? So my clients desire to be seen and stand out from the competition. They want to get more high caliber clients and they want to feel confident. What's keeping them up at night is that no one's seeing me. I am so talented. I know I have all this incredible impact to the world, but no one can see like I'm getting lost and I'm losing my confidence and I'm shy and I don't want to be seen. That's probably my target market. So I'm able to speak into that. How about infusing your unique essence into a soul-aligned brand, message, and strategy that attracts high caliber clients? Or else another one could be unleash that fire in your belly and attract high caliber clients. Now that takes away that terrible I help statement, because everyone does it. I help to achieve that goal so that they can ... And there's nothing wrong with that, but everyone is doing that.
Yes, you're right. So I love this. I love this conversation because now we can, there is another way. Like, so we don't have to do the I help statement. Ooh.
And I can see your brain like thinking and pausing and going into your branding. But what I'm trying to do here is to set everyone who's watching this, I want them to be able to position themselves in a higher level than anyone else. That was my intention for this whole presentation. That's my intention. I want you to stand out from the crowd, stand out from the competition. And in order to do that, you need to say less. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to do that. There's nothing wrong with the I help statement. But what if we can do something that's more powerful than I help? What if you can stand really solidly in your, I unleash that fire in your belly and attract high caliber clients? How I do that is through web design, branding, brand strategy, photography. It how I do that is how I want to give them the desire. That's what they desire. So you lead with that desire. You lead with the ultimate transformation that you promise. You lead with that. Short, powerful, to the point. I will say it like this many times. We want to keep it really short. Meet my amazing, beautiful client, Stephanie. She is a parenting coach. And I work with her quite deeply on uncovering what makes her special. Because when I met her, she didn't have any clients. She had everything going for her, but no one was reaching out to her. And after working with me on her branding and her messaging, I just literally, that's all I see online. She's so excited to get online, and she has been fully booked within a few weeks of really working with your bio. And it's not just about the bio, it's the energy, right? It's kind of like you're unleashing this dam. You're like, this is who I am. This is what makes me special. This is what I can promise you. So Stephanie is a fertility, birth, and parenting coach. Let's look at hers. Her parents feel like a failure because their children have behavioral issues. They feel overwhelmed and they feel not good enough. Initially, when we started having a conversation, Stephanie thought the parents that came to her for help was because they wanted to solve their children's behavioral problems. But it's not. It's the parents that feel like a failure. Every parent feels like an absolute failure. They feel overwhelmed. They don't feel like they're good enough. So that's how we speak into what they're really, really worried about. And here, Stephanie's one is I help give moms the tools to have peace of mind so they can bring peace into their family life. And that was the before statement. The after statement was visionary parenting that will change your life and impact generations to come. So can you see how desirable the second one is? If there are two parenting coaches, which one would you choose? You choose Stephanie's one versus the first one. So that is what we're tapping into. Stephanie's tapping into, she wants a visionary parent, someone who's innovative. And we want to be able to impact generations to come. That's what she's doing, I want to help anyone watching this a little bit more. So let's look at some more before and afters, because this is revolutionary. It's changed everyone's perception of how powerful their branding can be. So these are true before and after ones.
I'm loving these before and afters, Carol. Well, no, it's helping me, and I'm sure it's helping, if you're watching this, I'm sure it's helping you as well to see how we can create or make ours better.
So I found these before bios on Instagram, and I waved my magic wand and I created after for them. I support you. So I support you to release your limiting beliefs so that you can live a trauma-free life of joy and abundance. That's a real before statement. Now, I don't like talking about it. No one wants to talk about their limiting beliefs and their trauma-free life. They don't want that. What they do want is a safe space. They want a safe space to transform their life, elevate their mind, and birth their dream life. Now, isn't that something that is desirable? The before is like flat, right? It's flat. There's no energy in there. The after one shows passion, empathy, dedication. You trust this person. It's about know, like, and trust. You trust that person. Here's another real before. I help visionary leaders build a life and business in alignment with their purpose so that they can have the time and money freedom to make a bigger impact. It's a mouthful. And the second one, building empires with vision-driven coaches. Now, the after is all about intrigue. It's like, wow, This woman has got the confidence. I trust her. She's not overselling herself. She's being clear, concise. She's stating a promise. She's going to build an empire with vision-driven coaches. Because the before one is everyone says the same things. Everyone says about alignment with their purpose. Everyone says time and money freedom. How can you say it in such a way that is intriguing and people go, oh, I like this. This is different. These words excite me. Food for thought. And this is done, obviously, a lavish lux, kind of before and after. So in order to attract a soul-aligned client, we have to create a balance of emotion and logic. Because these statements are really emotional. They create the feeling in your body of like, oh, I would love to work with someone like that. And then logic as well. They can back it up with whatever their offer is. Whether it's their offer or testimonials or their experience or proof of portfolios like myself and you, service-based industry people, we have something to back that up. Now that we've got our brand bio, now that we've got our brand power words, we can infuse those into our brand stories, because this is now how to bring your story. Remember, we spoke in the beginning about our why and our purpose and what makes us special. Now we can infuse all of these elements into what sets you apart and creates a genuine connection with your audience. We're wanting a genuine connection, not an orchestrated one. We want clients that you will love to coach, that they will pay you your full amount. They're not going to go back on their word. They'll show up and do the work. That's what we want. So we have the origin or the vision story. And here we can talk about why you're called to do the work you are doing. How are you intending to make a ripple effect in the world and leave your legacy? So when I started designing, $25 a logo, Black story is I was a single mom with a 7-year-old son. There was no other way. I took on every work I could do because I didn't have a choice. We would not eat if I didn't do that. So there's a story behind that. That's a real story. It told my tenacity of really wanting a better life for my son. That's why I did it. And it was tough. It was a year of working extremely difficult year until I was able to grow my business. But you'll find everyone has an origin story. Every single one has a story where there was a period in their life that wasn't working out. My origin story, again, I mentioned earlier on, working for someone else. And there's many stories of me working for a boss, of being in the corporate world. Horrific stories, how they just don't look after you, and it's just terrible. For me, it was terrible. So there's a lot of origin stories that people can then use in their posts to connect with why they're doing what they're doing. Because I want women to be financially successful, so they can stand on their own. They don't have to worry about another man or getting married or anything else. They can raise their children to be extremely wealthy women. And I mean, my son went to private school, private education, because I was able to give that to him. I was able to give him the choice of any university he wanted to go to because of that. And that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want people to have the freedom. You can see how that ties in. So anyone watching, think about what your origin story is. Why did you start this business? What was your big goals? And share that with people, because probably someone else out there has a similar story and will connect with you. Huge one are the result stories. Like what are the results that you have achieved using your own methodologies. What have your clients achieved? So if you are a weight loss coach, you might have slimmed down and gotten healthy, for example. You might have had health issues and you have gone through a journey and come out the other side. So you might have achieved that and your clients might have achieved that. That is a huge selling point in messaging, huge. You can also infuse your archetype story based on your actual embodiment of who you are. So for myself, Boho Chic, I probably, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see me in my houseboat on the water, going to swim with the dolphins in Mozambique. There is a freedom adventure part of me that will always happen. A couple of months ago, I was in Croatia on a huge, beautiful yacht. So this is the lifestyle that I embody, and the more I share it, people will align to that. The Mystic Maven, probably there's healing or transformation. So she might have done incredible transformations on her own life and helped others. The Lavish Lux, like a phoenix, she might have risen out from the ashes of some sort. There's, I know a coach, for example, who lived in her car for several years because she was homeless. But now she is earning incredible amounts of money. These are true stories, and she infuses those stories into her messaging, which helps draw people in. We've got the Rebel Vixen, who I love. She's will be very clear that she doesn't agree with certain things and how the government works or how this is happening, and she's stands up for the smaller person or minority groups, and incredibly courageous stories. So this is a beautiful avenue to outlets and create this place for them to share their stories, whether it's, like I said, podcasts, YouTube videos, reels, actual posts, any kind of way you can share that. So captivating stories are about involving some kind of struggle. Then there's a transformation and there's a happy outcome. People love to connect through stories. Don't forget that when we were sitting around a campfire and in primitive man, we all loved to connect through stories. So keep in mind, what story did you have that involved a struggle, a beautiful transformation, and a happy outcome? Did you date all the wrong guys for many, many years? And finally, you spent a bit of time on your own, you didn't date, you transformed yourself from the inside out and happened to bump into the person of your life partner some way because of the evolution that you had gone through. I want you to focus on the transformations for your client, not the hows. People want to be sold the ultimate dream, and make sure you can obviously deliver that as well. Infuse your power words to capture the essence into all of your copy, because you should be able to identify people's essence in their power words and read them again and again. You can know that it's from them. My advice is also to create when you are in the zone. Don't sit down and write something if you're feeling angry or if you just not feeling it today. Your words hold energy, and your energy can be conveyed on the online space. It really can. So use that. Please infuse your personality into your messaging and copy. Don't be perfect. The last thing we want is perfection. If it's got a typo in here, and I saw a typo earlier, and I'm like, I missed that typo. Myself and her team missed the typo. But it happens, and that's okay. It's rather be yourself. Use words, even if they're cuss words. use them because you'll attract the right people, and you'll people who don't like that will not want to work with you anyway. So you want to kind of marginalize and get the right people into your space. Again, I just want to reiterate that it's about connection. It's about true, authentic connection. And that's what people buy from you. And yeah, right from the heart, be yourself rather than getting it perfect. I've given you a framework and lots to work with, but inside of that framework, don't try and be perfect or sound like someone else. The more you're on the journey, and the more you write, and the more you get live onto Instagram, the more you hear your voice, the more excited you're going to be about sharing your message with the world. So if anything, this is an invitation for you to throw away all of that playing small. Get courageous and get confidence and put yourself out there, because there's someone there who really needs to hear your story today. Someone who will be inspired by you. And the more you do that without any kind of desire for anything in return, you'll find will be incredibly successful. That is magnetic energy, and I'm talking from experience. I have tried and tested these things that I've mentioned through many years, and it works every time. So really give of yourself and give of your heart. Judy, I think I could spend all day talking. But
I know. It's so good. It's so good. Wow, that was so good. I loved everything that you talked about. And if you're watching this and you vibe with Carol, I do. And so I'm going to include the links to her Instagram and her Facebook and all of her where you can find her in around the video somewhere. And I encourage you to go and follow her and see what she's talking, because she embodies what she's talking about. And that's what did it for me. I'm attracted to Carol because of the things that she's talked about. And so it's also a great way to kind of study. We want to be our authentic self and not copy anyone, because that doesn't serve us in any way. But if you want to be like, I want to see what she's talking about. And if you're following her on Instagram or on Facebook, you'll see exactly that, what she's talking about. Right, Carol?
Yes, you'll see behind the scenes, because people buy from people. Mm-hmm. Buy from people. Like, I wanted a photographer. I would want someone that I'd feel comfortable in my space for a couple of hours. So I would want to feel a connection with you, for example, or anyone else who's listening. Whatever field you're in, it's about that connection. It's about feeling safe with them as well, feeling that they're a friend of yours, a genuine friend. And that's what it's about. So try and embody, see which archetype you are. I have an archetype quiz as well on my website, so you can always go there, carolhampshire.com. It's free. You can just try it out and see which archetype you are. It does help narrow it down if you're so overwhelmed with what are your words. It helps you narrow that down a bit. It helps you really embody the beautiful essence of who you are as well.
I know, and we're all unique and special in our own ways, right? And, I also wanted to add to that, and I wanted to say, you don't have to get it all right from the beginning. Just baby steps, right? Take that next step to where it is that you envision yourself being as that person, right? Like, for example, I was never big on doing lives in my stories or on Facebook, but I know that it's going to make a difference for me. It's going to make a difference in attracting my people, my tribe, and the people who I want to, join my community and my audience, because it's just part of my DNA of that energy. I just attract the people, right? So so this is something that I'm working on. Like, I'm kind of like in the middle, right? Showing up and talking and doing a little more videos and stuff like that, so that people can really get a true sense of who I am as a person and feel feel the vibes, right?
Now, I would say you're a bit of magnetic, mystic maven, and you're a bit about the rebel yell, because you've spoken several times about community and people bringing people together, and the sheer nature of the summit that you've created
Yes.
is people coming together with a voice. So in your branding, you can then infuse some of those words that are from the rebel, which I think you are, because
Yes.
you're a rebel, right? You're throwing away your camera and starting this new career, and you're creating the summit. That's crazy, girl. Crazy.
I see it now.
It's what sets you apart from others. I'm a little bit too shy to do that, I'm going to be honest. But I know that I can rely on people like you to help give me the platform, but I wouldn't want to do that. I know my gifts. So
Awesome. And you are gifted. Yes.
Thank you.
And Carol is amazing at what she does, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But really, thank you very much for getting out of your comfort zone and being able to take the courage to bring people together in this way. I just want to acknowledge you for that, and definitely it's a huge success. So thank you so much for that platform.
Oh, thank you so much. And now I'm realizing that, like, now looking back at your archetypes, and I'm like, I didn't realize until now some of these things that you just described about me. And so I am loving bringing us all together and doing this for the collective, right? Yes, yeah.
And that's the secret sauce. Whether it's a summit or it's a membership or it's a group program, or a podcast, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you are able to amplify people's voices so that the whole world can hear. So as a collective with 35 people during the summit, it's going to be huge. We're all raising the vibration of the planet. The more you can identify with that and put that in your branding, the more successful you will be, because that's a big, big responsibility. It's huge. And I don't
Amazing.
Like, I'm just doing a summit, Carol. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, no, you are doing so much more. Yeah.
I love that. I think I just got a lesson. I just got some coaching from Carol. Amazing. Thank you so much for accepting it. It was so amazing. And this is the first time we meet face to face. We've been kind of friends on social media for a little while. I think I found out about you through a friend. We have a mutual friend that I think you collaborated with and everything, and I fell in love with you and your brand right away. So I know, so that's kind of like, and then I started liking or commenting on your posts or stories, and that's kind of how we got to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah.
Until now. And now we're besties. So
exactly. But now
Yes.
anyone who's watching this, it just takes clarity on your brand to bring in your best business besties.
Yes.
Best besties. It does. It just takes that courage to get out there and do that. And there's people who come to you, and we're going to be firm friends forever
Yes.
online, and that is beautiful. Like, that means so much to me. So of course, when you reached out, I was gonna, like, that's a yes from me. A very
Amazing.
big.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, you're welcome. And so I'm going to be wanting to re-listen to this because I want to go through it again. And if you feel the same way, if you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, this was so good, I'm going to need to watch this again and again and again. Make sure that you have the VIP ticket to have lifetime access. And so thanks again, Carol. This was amazing. I can't wait to actually watch it again so that I can take it in and do the work. But thanks again, and I will see you on the next training.
Bye.